What it do, chat? Hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. Make sure you got your profile pic. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you got your profile pic, and feel free to come on, interact, engage with me. Nothing avails the truth. The star. Africa is not for all Black Americans. Let me say that again. Africa is not for all Black Americans. No, it is not. Only for those that feel the calling. If you don't feel the calling to fulfill your ancestors, Africa ain't for you. No, Africa is not for all Black Americans. Africa is only for those of us that claim African ancestry. Black Americans don't fit into the African equation. Just because you black, that don't hold no weight. Let me say that again. All skin folk are not kinfolk. How y'all feel about that? Africa's not for all black folk. Africa is not for all Black Americans. No, 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 no. Out of, we'll say 40 million Black Americans, maybe 15 to 20 million Africa's for. But the rest of y'all don't even claim your African lineage. Oui. Big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come on, interact, engage with me in the chat. Wake up, chat. Where y'all at, chat? Wake up. Oh, that's what I've been waiting on. Boot. Boot. Hit him. Yup. Why is Africa not for all black Americans? Because majority of black Americans don't even claim Africa. Majority of black Americans will never come to Africa. The majority of black Americans don't even want to be black American. They taking the black, they taking the African. They're delineating themselves. You know, nothing avails the truth. This is just truth speaking. And feel free to come interact, engage, put your 2 cents in. Feel free. Hit that subscribe button. Especially if you want to come talk to me. Yeah, you gotta be a subscriber. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hey, Benny, where your profile pic? Before you say anything else, go get your profile pic, Benny. Do that for me, Benny. Put something up there. See what's going on these YouTube streets. But yeah, Africa's not for all black Americans. I hear a lot of people say, man, all black Americans wouldn't even be able to make it to Africa. Of course not. Africa's not for... Look, Africa's not even for some Africans. You got Africans ready to risk their life to get away from here. So Africa damn sure ain't gonna be for all black Americans. Nah, only those that feel the calling. If Africa's calling you, you should make that trip. But if not, why don't you just get Africa out your mind? Focus on begging in America. Or focus on trying to make your way in America. We're just gonna end up you begging anyway. Begging for equality. You know, one thing that's sad is nothing has changed over 200 years of black people being in America. And this new generation of black Americans think that somebody gonna get them a handout. That's so sad. See, what black Americans want without saying it is they want somebody to lead them. They just don't want to say it. They lack leadership. One thing I can say about black America, no leadership, none. Now, if you want to say rhinos, dope fiends, that's who's leading black America. Black America has no leadership. They have no representation. Now, if you want to call the Black Caucus representation, then I guess you could say that. But a lot of them people, they've been groomed to lead you. Yeah, you got a lot of people that look at the leadership in black America don't even realize that a lot of those people have been groomed to lead you. There's no modern day Martin Luther Kings. There's no modern day Malcolm X's. There's no modern day Elijah Muhammad's coming out of America. Peace be upon all of them. You know, that's why black America is lagging behind the Francophone countries. Because black America is part of the Anglophone countries. They speak English. You know, the Francophone countries, even though it's not that many, there's more Anglophone, English-speaking countries around the world than it is French-speaking. But for the small number of French-speaking countries, at least they represent panafricanism to the fullest. See, in America, it's just a name. They don't even really know what Pan-Africanism is. You know, a lot of Americans just want to be a part of something, just want to claim something. You know, that's the sad thing. You know, it's sad to see. I'm glad to be where I'm at. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. All the trials and tribulations I've been through were blessings. You know, the Most High works in mysterious ways, but he does them for a reason. Yep. He putting his chess pieces in place, making things happen, making things shake. So that's one thing I definitely could say. One thing I definitely can say. You know, but watching people talk on YouTube, express their emotions with no actions behind nothing. Further lets me know ain't nothing gonna change. Not on the American side. Ain't nothing gonna change. Now unless God brings a man up out the ashes, a man, a woman, a group of people that's gonna ride for the people. If that don't happen, ain't nothing gonna change. You see, the Francophone country, they going through a fight right now. And they willing to fight it out. What happened to the fight in Black America? They don't got no more fight in them? You know, one time I thought, I say, well, I'll go back to America and try to lead. But then I say, nah, because they won't do nothing but set me up, backdoor me, bump me off. I use Grandmaster Jay as my example of why I wouldn't go back to Black America and try to lead nothing. Nah, Out of all them people he was with, he the only one get locked up. Ain't nobody try to break him out of jail. Ain't nobody keeping the fight alive, the fight going. $150 years. Such a shame. I can't do nothing but look at these, look at my people and just shake my head, man. It's so sad. But I'm glad God brought me back to where it all started. To regroup. Because when the majority of the people get their nose right, it got to be somebody that keep the legacy alive. God willing, that could be me and those of us that are here making our way, trying to thrive. God willing, we'll be the ones to go back and rebuild. Which I think is a strong possibility. So we just got to sit back and be patient and let God do his work. Yup. Let God do his work. Let me try something. I think they said they put me back over here. Oh, tea time. Voila. Merci beaucoup. Salut. Merci, Salif. Yeah, tea time, y'all. Yeah, they put me over here, so let me do this. Yeah, let me do that. Let's see what happens. Y'all hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tap in. Come on, interact, engage with me. It's an open conversation. You know, I'm just stating my opinions. You know, that's all I'm doing. Trying to figure this whole thing out. Well, not trying to figure it out, but just rolling with the punches. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just rolling with the punches. That's really all we could do, roll with the punches and let the Most High work. Yeah, that's pretty much all we could do. Put ourselves in position to better ourselves and our families. You know, that's the beauty, that's the blessing that God got waiting on you in Africa. For a lot of people that don't know, access the resources so you can cut out the middleman. You know, I always say that. Get access to resources, create you a product, create you a business, and cut out the middleman. Be a globetrotter. You know, before our ancestors were slaves, we were globetrotters, nation builders. What happened to that? What happened? Can I get a clean spoon? Hey, Salif. Yeah, what happened to the fighting spirit in our people? What happened to what happened? Do anybody know? Can anybody tell me? What do y'all think happened? Wow, mercy, Salif. I mean, that's why sometimes it's even hard to watch the internet, watch YouTube. Man, it gets so depressing. So depressing. It's like watching my people go backwards instead of forward. So depressing, y'all. And you know, I try to get on some panels and give people some things to think about. And it's like, what I talk about is above their comprehension or something. It's a few people that think like me, but it's like the majority. The majority not thinking like us. So when I read my scriptures, that make me more of a believer in my scriptures, because the majority of the people in the scriptures got their nose white. It was only a small percentage that made it. Only a small percentage. Move the Lehman, black man. Big salute, black man. Yeah, man. I be getting on Dynasty Mir channel on his panels. Trying to shed some light. Cause he got a pretty big platform. I wish we could be more constructive. I wish it was more construction on making things happen on his panels. Cause the only thing people do on his panels is get on there and state their emotions. Oh, can you bring facts? Can you do this? Can you do that? And those people be on his panel trying to tell me about what's going on in Burkina Faso. And they scared to death to come here. Ain't doing nothing in Africa. And you know what's so crazy? You got all those intelligent talking black people that be on his panel, and none of them got access to resources. I'm like, you got all these intelligent, successful people. Well, they sound intelligent, they sound successful, they sound smart, but none of them got access to resources. None of them trying to get access to resources. I don't even think none of them know what to do if they had the resources. None of them got no products. None of them even own no agricultural land. They steadily trying to figure out ways to beg from white supremacy. And you know what's even more sad? The majority of them don't even realize that they slaves. I sometimes just sit back and just listen to them like, oh, but they just sound so intelligent, so smart. Big salute, Search for Uhuru. I know he be saying the same thing in his head, like, boy, just like for prime example, the Democratic Party. All these black people that vote Democrats don't even know the history of Democrats. And then you got immigrants coming to speak on history of America, and they don't even know the history of America. This shit is crazy. I be trying to give him something to think about, Muda Lyman black man. I be trying to give him. That's why I know those of us that think like-mindedly, we gonna be all right. We ain't gonna be able to save everybody. Big salute, Caribou. Not only that, but it takes like 30 minutes to get back to you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't be tripping. Everybody deserve they chance to speak, share their emotions. There's a lot of passionate people, but it need to be more action taken. And then when you ask, when people get asked, well, what are you doing? Nobody doing nothing. Nobody doing nothing. They just want to be emotional on YouTube. Ain't nobody busting no moves. But it's so many intelligent sounding, talking people. That's why I told them, well, y'all so smart, y'all stupid. Don't even realize the system is not set up for black people. They just want to, make the slaves more comfortable. industrialized. Big salute, Wavy Mako. Big salute, Wavy. Yeah, we got real boots on the ground. Building relationships. See, Black American people that's in America, they shouldn't even be able. What gives them the right to speak on Pan-Africanism? When they ain't doing nothing for the Pan-African cause. When there's an example, God has given an example for all Pan-Africans to follow. Right here in Burkina Faso. You know, in everybody's scriptures say, the meek shall inherit the earth. That's what's happening. You know what I think will make our ancestors party harder in the afterlife? If more people will make connections with Africa, find freedom. Because that's what a lot of them are missing, that they don't even know. A real taste of freedom. That's that feeling a lot of people say they feel when they get to Africa. Well, I done escaped. I done got away. I done did what my ancestors gave their life trying to do. Escape. Harriet Tubman. What was they trying to do? Find an escape. They had to choose between Southern slave masters or Northern slave masters. So when you make it off the plantation of America, that's that sensation you feel. You fulfilled what your ancestors was trying to do. That's why when it's time to go back to America, so many people don't want to go back. Because they found something that they didn't even know they was missing. Regardless of the infrastructure, regardless of the way people are living, you got freedom. You can build your comforts. Same comforts you got in America, you could build them right here. That's what our brothers and sisters in Africa are doing. A lot of them in their mansions, way more comfortable than any mansion you could have in America. So the fight is on. The fight is still happening. But yeah, I be, you know, I try to jump on them panels just to, you know, give my 2 cents, see if I can catch any like minds in there. You know, out of maybe 10 people that be on the panel, there'd probably be 2 minds that's like mine. The rest of them, everybody else just be all over the place. They just be all over the place. That shit, it be crazy. It be depressing. It be depressing. But that lets me know that God took me from the top to the bottom, and now He's raising me back up to the top. So I could be a parable, an example for people. If I could do it with no degree, slight little piece of college education, people with degrees back. Comfortable. Like I was watching collar panel. Black Americans too comfortable. And I think that was a trap that was set up. They done brought segregation back. Ain't nobody talking about that. They bringing in these racist South African Boers. People don't even know about them folk. Them the ones that's gonna keep all the Black Americans think they bad because they got guns. Oh, them the ones that's gonna keep you in check. Them Boers. Yep. Oh, you think you gonna have you a spot hiding in the woods? Them Boers gonna come find you. It's a back door. I believe, in my opinion, it's a back door being set up in America for Black Americans, and they don't even see it. Like I asked Dynasty Mir, what's gonna happen when people get put back in chain? Oh man, that ain't gonna happen. Well, what's to stop it from happening? Who's to stop it? Well, maybe not, maybe back in physical chains, but servitude. Indentured servants. What's to stop that from happening? What's to stop that from that coming back? If the descendants of the ancestors couldn't keep the fight going to rewrite the whole Constitution. So y'all just satisfied over there with what the ancestors got to accomplish? Donna, why have you not gotten a profile pic yet? But yeah, why? So when MLK, Malcolm X, and all these people got killed, that mean the fight was over with? That means everybody folded up? Well, we'll just settle with what they gave us. Like, it don't make sense, man. Cashmere the Juggernaut. Big salute, Cashmere. Folds up. That's why I'm like, everybody talking about what the ancestors did, what the ancestors did. The ancestors wasn't finished. And Black America, they can't even grasp that concept. So I feel like it's a back door being set up for Black Americans. That's why immigrants got more leverage in America than Black Americans do. Regardless if you part of the Constitution or whatever. You will conquer people. Like, it's crazy, y'all. Now, how y'all feel, chat? Talk to me, chat. I'm just ranting and rumbling. A little depressed with what I see what's going on with my people in America. Because as soon as I start missing America, I'm like, man, maybe I need to take a trip back. And then I turn on YouTube, get to listening to people talk. I'm like, nah, hell nah. Nope. Okay, Donna, you know you're more than welcome to come back and talk, interact, engage when you get your profile pic. Oh, and to answer your question, I haven't got a crown yet because God ain't gave it to me yet. Big salute, Tina Campbell. Yeah, it is sad. Hey, Tina, can you go get a profile pic, please? Please, just so you can fit in with everybody else. Look how plain compared to everybody else. So please go get a profile pic. And yes, it is sad. It is sad. I say, nah, I don't need to come back. I need to try to continue to fulfill the dreams of my ancestors by globe trotting. Yeah, I gotta continue to make the ancestors proud doing what I'm doing. With the power of God. Big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in. Make sure I hit that subscribe button. Please have a profile pic and come through, interact, engage with me. And the chat. Big salute, chat. Big salute to everybody in the chat, interacting and engaging. So how y'all feel, chat? Lazy Bone. Big salute, Lazy Bone. But yeah, man, just get depressing, man. Seeing all the division, everybody in their emotions, fighting and bickering. Well, ain't nobody else but black people doing that. Black immigrants, black Americans. Ain't nobody getting into politics. That's why the politicians that represent black people, they don't even hang out with y'all. They hang out with the white folk. None of them black politicians hang out with black folk. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. Don't none of them hang out with black folk. That's wild. Yeah, but people want to holler their name. Oh, such and such, Cornel West, and this person and that person. Bonjour. Black Americans don't even see the back door being set up. That's crazy. Now that is some nasty work. Franklin Ross, big salute, Franklin Ross. Man, just in here ranting. Just in here ranting about us black folk, man. That's all. Just in here ranting. State my opinions. You know, what I see, what's going on. So how y'all feel about the status of black America? Where y'all think things are going? Do y'all see the back door being set up? Do y'all believe it's a back door being set up? People talking about reparations. Man, them folk ain't finna give nobody no reparations. And they talking about doing studies. How do you study a document that say 40 acres and a mule? See, that lets me know that people don't even know the history. of reparations. And we didn't even ask for reparations. That was something that they were just going to give us. 40 acres and a mule. How do you do a study on that? That was the contract. That was what was written down. So give black people 4 acres and a truck. Don't give nobody no money. Give them land. And then whatever they do with that, if they want to sell it, if they want to sell their truck. Now that would be the best thing that they could do for black Americans. Instead of 40 acres, give them 4 acres, which is more than enough for a whole family. 4 acres is a lot of land. 4 acres and a souped up Chevy truck. I say they need to start giving us land by the ocean. We can build our own port. They can keep their ports. Start giving us coastline land. So that way when we build our relationships with our African brothers and sisters, we can get stuff sent to us. Donna, you don't got no profile pic and you ain't making no sense, Donna. Come on, Donna. What do you think should have been equal? Matter of fact, Donna, please don't type nothing else in my chat till you get your profile pic, baby. Now, since your words not making sense, I think that you're a computer. I don't even think you're a real person. So I told you, Donna, get your profile pic. Tina Campbell, big salute, Tina Campbell. Franklin Ross, what you mean what I mean, Franklin Ross? Tina Campbell. Well, Tina, that's the thing. When you come to Africa, you got to have a plan. Have a business. Don't just look at Africa as an escape. You know, well, what is your business plan? What do you plan to do when you get here? That's another thing that black Americans got to have on their mind. How will you be an asset to Africa? How will you build? Well, what you should do, you should start your business in Africa. Register it here. Because if you start your business in America and then bring it to Africa, you still got to pay white supremacist taxes. See, if you register your business in Africa and have your African business partner, you might can bypass white supremacist taxes. So what you should do, formulate you a business plan, write it down. And then when you get to Africa, you hit the ground running. You network. First thing you do, meet you some police friends. Go to the police department, meet the chief. Or meet the highest ranking official. Research some good lawyers. Register your business. And then network. Chamber of Commerce. It's plenty of places around here where people from the diaspora hang out, like this location I'm at now. This is a hangout for people in the diaspora, people from all over the world. You got the Chinese, they got a building behind and they got an office upstairs. You know, network. Yep. So you want to have a plan when you come to Africa. You don't want to just, oh, I want to get away. You got to have you a plan. Look, I keep me 2 black books. I keep 2 black books. All successful billionaires keep them black books. If you ain't got you a black book and you ain't writing it down, your chances of success are very slim. All successful people got them a black book. Me, what up, sis? Love you, girl. What up, sis? Yeah, so when you come to Africa, you definitely want to have a plan. See what resources you can get involved in. See what type of product you can create. And then introduce it to the world market. You know, the world is just bigger than America. America could fall today and the world will keep on moving. Well, not even necessarily guidelines that people live by, but just the way people do things is a little bit different here. What it do, 5D? What up, though? You could patent them here, Tina. It'd be safer to patent them here than to patent them somewhere else. Or would you, or well, what I should say, you should be the first to bring your invention to life. Because people will still steal your invention whether you patent it or not. A patent is just a piece of paper. The best way to patent something, start your YouTube channel. That way, can't nobody take it from you that you did it first. As you creating your product, record it. This is the best way to patent something. Record it. It's the best way. So that way, can't nobody say, oh, nah, you ain't do that first. Just like the boy that's making the machine that turns plastic into gasoline. China got that same machine for sale right now on Alibaba. So a patent don't really matter. It's all about, is you recording it? Because that's all a patent is. Oh, I created that. That gives you leeway to say, I did that. That's my creation. And you know, in America, like they always do, if it's a good invention, they'll take your patent, they'll throw it in the trash, burn it up, and they'll make a new patent with their name on it. See, the way out here they say the Western way of thinking is not the way of thinking of the majority of the world. That's just on that side of the world. But I still think it'd be safer to patent something out here. It'll definitely be safer. Well, yeah, you can patent it, but the best way to patent something is to record it. You know, a piece of paper that's just, it can be taken, it can be destroyed. But video footage, documentation can't be destroyed. Just like the young boy that creates plastiline out of plastic. Can't nobody take that from him. That he's the first one. Because it's all on Instagram and it's all on YouTube. Well, nobody else doing that before him. So he got that, whether he got the patent in wherever he at or not. So my advice is to put your invention, bring it to life, put it to work. And while you doing it, record it, document it. That's really your patent. Yeah, that's really your patent. Urban Mac, big salute, Urban Mac, big salute everybody tuning in, tapping in. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. And come on, interact, engage with me in the chat. You know, a patent is like kind of like a degree, a validation from white supremacy. You know, matter of fact, do Africa, can you yeah, you could patent an invention in Africa. You can process direct filing in individual African countries or through regional organizations like ARIPO or OAPI. So yeah, I think it'd be safer to patent your invention in Africa, Tina. You know, when other countries hear about it, they're gonna steal it. But I think it'd be best to patent your invention in Africa. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, you can't patent all in Africa. I just looked it up. Matter of fact, look. So yes, you can patent inventions in Africa. Yes, you definitely can. Yep. What they say, the requirements, it must be inventive and industrially applicable. Yep. So definitely, I think everybody should patent this. You know, black inventors, it only makes sense for black inventors to, if you're gonna patent something, patent it in Africa. It only makes sense. Yeah, it only makes sense to patent it in Africa. Well, yeah, you can. Technology, yeah. You should be able to do that. Yeah, you should be able to do that. patent your technology, whether you create apps, stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of Chinese. That's how a lot of Chinese got rich in Nairobi off apps, applications, creating apps. Whether it's cybersecurity, whether it's the money apps. You know, a lot of Chinese, you know, even though a lot of apps didn't, probably got paid for, but not being used. Urban Mac, big salute, Urban Mac. He said, Cutty, I saw a documentary about your president. Yeah. Man, this young brother is a gift from God. A gift from God. Like all the Holy Scriptures say, the meek shall inherit the earth. So it's only right that the revolution is coming from the poorest part of the world. Well, what people claim to be the poorest part of the world. Which I feel like this part of the richest part of the world. It just may look poor, but shit. The way people living rich, man. People got freedom, peace of mind. Ain't nobody arguing. You know, every now and then you might got people that may, you know, get ready to get into a fight or something, but it's a total different vibe coming from Black America. So yeah, the big three, eBay, Gorda, and Gichiani. So they set the tone, they set the standard. So people that come behind them, they gotta go harder than they go. If they don't go harder than they go, the population not gonna accept them. So if America and the West want a regime change, the people are only gonna accept people that's gonna fight for them. If not, they're gonna get ran out the country. Yep, the people gonna run them out. Oh yeah, Urban Mac. Hey, Urban Mac, you gotta get here. You know, you got a lot of people making documentaries and stuff that ain't never even been here. Yeah, you gotta get here, Urban Mac, so you can really get the experience. Yeah, Tina Campbell, shit. America, yeah, you gotta keep your head on the swivel. You gotta stay ready for anything. Shit, you might be at work getting ready to get in a fight with your boss. Yeah, in America, man, you know, we gotta stay ready to box now. Stay ready. Boy, we gotta stay ready to tear something up. See, here, you could kick back and relax, man. You ain't got to, you don't gotta stay on edge here. That's one thing I had to, Africa cured me of, being on edge. Like, I used my first time going to a club out here in Burkina Faso. Boy, that thing was jumping. Wall to wall. Boy, you talking about somebody on edge? One way in, one way out. And this wall to wall? Boy, I was in there tripping. And all the brothers was telling me, man, calm down, brother. You ain't got, man. I'm like, man, I ain't never been around this many black people. Ain't nobody arguing. Ain't nobody fighting. Ain't nobody getting ready to shoot. So I had to get used to that. You know, all night. People drunk and having a good time. It was like being at a high school dance back in the day. I say, ain't no fights. It was no type of, no beef, no nothing. Not this side versus that side. Wasn't nobody in there throwing up no cliques and no sets. Wasn't nobody throwing up no tribe signs. That's when I knew I had some mental healing to do. Same thing in Nairobi. They out there getting drunk. Ain't nobody thinking about fighting and arguing. People just want to have a good time and maybe make a baby. That's it. Get drunk, feel good, and united. Yes. And that's all the brother would tell me, man, calm down. You look paranoid. You on edge. I was like, man, I'm ready for anything. Something jump off, boy. I got to get up out of here, boy. I can't get backed up. Man, shit. One way in, one way out. Boy, you know that in America, that's a death trap. You in the club in a one way in, one way out, late night spot, anywhere in America. Boy, that's a death trap. So by me being new here, you know, I'm on edge. I'm on point. If I got to run across people's heads and shoulders, I'm getting up out of here. But it wasn't none of that all night. It wasn't none of that all night. Good vibes, man. I say that was a culture shock. You know, they talk about when you come to Africa, your culture shock. That was a culture shock for me. Being around a little tight ass club, 1,000 people in there, probably more than that. And with no type of negativity. That was a culture shock for me. And it's been multiple parties I've been to in Africa. No fighting, none of that. No beefing. It's all about dancing, having a good time. Hopefully get you a lady. And maybe make you a baby. That's it. Or get bent and go to sleep. Yeah, all the fighting and shooting. Everybody know the club, strip club, ain't none of that safe. Nowhere in America. Nowhere. I don't care what state, county you in. Ain't no party safe. No house party, no club. It ain't safe. Africa different, man. They're not about that. They not about hurting each other out here. You know, it take a lot to get the black people out here to want to hurt each other. So it's different, man. It's like being at grandma's house, man. Grandma ain't playing that. From east to the west. Grandma ain't playing that. Yep. Yeah, no breaks. Yep. So yeah, being on edge, man, that depressing. Man, they got older people having heart attacks, man. I'm watching a lot of the mama and them age group, man. A lot of them having heart attacks, strokes. Like, I'm worried about my mama, man. I'm worried about my mama, man. It's oh man. They dragging us through the mud in America and shit. We don't even realize it. We don't even realize it, man. Under full attack. And a lot of people just don't even see it. But that come with the comfort. A lot of people so comfortable, they really don't even want to see it. No, they don't even want to see it. Big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in. Man, y'all make sure you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to come through, interact, engage with me in the chat. Big salute, Urban Mac. I gotta be a power tool. You know, me and God made an agreement. God saved me from demon time to be his power tool. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yes, I did ask for this. Yes, I did. Me and the Most High, we got a covenant. Because like I said, I'm not supposed to be here talking to y'all. I was in the middle of two YNs, beefing, shooting at each other. Gun smoke coming off my clothes. Not a bullet touched me. But I got gun smoke. Boy, I had to go pray about that thing. Well, God, whatever you got for me, I want it. I want it. Started praying every day, stopped selling dope. Look, me and my son, mama, we had fell out. I was so humble. Shit, she was going through hard times with her little boyfriend. I like, man, look, y'all can come stay here. You know, you got my son and make sure everything's straight. Yeah, Tina, I'm talking about, man, life-changing experience. And, you know, sometimes it takes people to go through that to wake up. I say, man, I'm getting too old for this. I'm getting in my 30s. I'm not no 20-something years no more. I'm not, you know. I'm tired of dealing with dope fiends, powder heads and dope fiends. Man, I need a change. I wish I would have took school more serious. Which school wasn't for me because a person like me, they don't want me in school. You know, they want people that they can control. Big salute, Tina. I'm 39. You know, so school wasn't a plan for me. So God groomed me to get his work done. Not to be no holy moly, the holier than thou. Nah. See, those type of people that's holy moly donut shops, those not the type of people that's gonna get God's work done. The people that's gonna get God's work done are the goons. Goons for God. Soldiers like eBay. Yeah, they be lying to us in school anyway. Yeah, they don't teach us the correct curriculums, and that's why they don't want Black Americans to know about South Africa, which is really North Africa. And North Africa is really South. That's why they keep feeding y'all with that Egypt, Egypt, Egypt. The ruins in Great Zimbabwe is older than the pyramids. The pyramids were made of brick and mortar. The ruins of Great Zimbabwe just made of bricks, and it's still standing. The old city of Jerusalem, the walled-in city, where they used to ride chariots on top of the walls, the ruins of Great Zimbabwe. See, so when people talk about scriptures and, oh, we're the Israelites, we're the chosen people, they haven't flipped the whole script around. See, they want people to think that Moses and them went through Palestine and Israel up and through there. You gotta flip the map around. Once you flip the map around, oh man, then the picture becomes a lot more vivid. It's a book that everybody who read the Bible, you need this book to go with your Bible. The Apocrypha. to go with your Bibles, your Qurans, whatever books you're reading. These are the books that they took out. The Apocrypha. Apocrypha comes from the Greek word apokryptein, meaning to hide, away, or hidden. A lot of people need to go get that. The Apocrypha, for all my religious people. Because there's a lot of missing. The world did used to be one. Yes, it did. You know, God separated it. God made the different dialects, the different tongues. Yep. Well, Tina, the world was the Garden of Eden. Yeah, this was the Garden of Eden. Eden. Mother Earth. Mother Earth has produced many species to populate the universe. Yep. You know, we are not the only intelligent species here, just like you say, Jurassic, Tina. Imagine the monkeys are our closest relatives, right? Just imagine that there is a beings here that dinosaurs were their closest relatives. Just imagine there's beings here that live in the oceans. That's why they're not tripping about polluting the oceans. You know, when you come to Africa, you'll learn about the mermaids, or what they call the Nomo people. I read in my Quran today about Sirius star system. The Bible don't talk about that. That's where the Nomo people come from. The mermaids, what you might know them as. Yep. See, when you come from America and then you get out here in the world, then you'll realize that, oh man, that's the plantation, boy. The plantation / experimental lab. Because all this talking that we be doing on the internet and on these panels, you know those people sitting back watching, taking notes. Well, they're using the computer to take notes now. But they sitting back watching. No, well, all beings have been discovered. It's beings that they haven't told us about. Just like they briefly told us about giants in school, right? Any of my people that are from the East Coast, especially Washington, D.C., that have taken field trips to the museums, don't they got giants? I remember they took us on a field trip to the Smithsonian Museum. That's where I got my enlightenment. That's where my enlightenment started as a kid. I think my mama set that one up. I had a whole lot of questions after I left there. So it's out there, but it's gonna leave you with more questions. But when you come to Africa and you go to these villages and you start talking to the people that hang around the chiefs, the griots, like eBay's #1 security. He don't carry no gun. He uses spirituality. I don't know if y'all heard about him yet. But people like this is the people that has been passed down the true knowledge of the world verbally. That's why Africa doesn't have a written history. Africa's history is passed down verbally, and you got to go through rituals and initiations to get this knowledge. So to get this knowledge, you got to talk to the griots. Those are the ones that hold the true knowledge. Yep. Yep. And what makes it so crazy, all the Europeans, all the stuff are myth and legends. Like, I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Atlas Mountains in North Africa. It's a tribe of people up there that's blue. And it was a Greek god. They called him Atlas. They call him something else, an African. But he holds the world on his... He was turned to stone. Do y'all know he's still there? But he's up in the mountains, in a cave. So when myth and legend starts meeting actual evidence, yeah, they talk about giants out here. It's giants still out here. Descendants of giants. You got people out here that's 7, 8 foot tall. Yep. They still talk about it's dinosaurs that live out there in the bush. That's why, hey, Big OG, Big Salute, Big OG, that's why they tell you. Like when I went to Liberia, a lot of the older people was telling me, don't go in the bush at night. Stay away from the water at night. I used to think. And I asked one of the young boys, I was like, man, is this stuff out there? He said, man, it's stuff out here in this water that you ain't never seen before. He said, it's stuff running around in these woods, in the bush, that'll snatch you up and won't nobody never see you again. And I used to, and look, one night I was sitting on the porch in Liberia, and I smelled the most awesome, awfulest smell. All the animals was going off. The dogs. It was something out there, but it was jumping across the roofs. And I'm like, boy, what the hell is that? And boy, I went on in the house. I said, well, I don't even want to see what I smell it, but I don't even want to see what it is. I don't know if it was a gin. I don't know what it was, an animal. It just, the ratchetest smell, worse than roadkill. But they tell you, the elders, they tell you, man, don't be hanging around at night. That's why at nighttime in Africa, don't nobody be outside at night like that. It's stuff out here at night that'll snatch you up. You know, it's some countries in Africa that got rules that witches can't ride their brooms at a certain height. So yeah, the magic, witches, stuff like that, We learned about that through Solomon in the Bible. And Moses. We learned about giants through David. Didn't David slay Goliath? I come from the bloodline of giant slayers. Yep, not just Nigerian. Not just Nigerian. That's all over. See, Nigerian popular because they use their juju to get rich. Go to America, you know. They sell a lot of them people. They call them star boys. A lot of them can't handle it. They start barking like dogs. They lose their mind. They go crazy. That's a trend going on right now. That lets you know who been playing with juju and who ain't. You gotta be careful playing with that stuff because it can backfire. Yeah, it could backfire on you. Oh yeah. So a lot of people stay away from that stuff. Even out here in Burkina Faso, a lot of the rich people they talking about, oh, they sacrifice big black bulls. Like when you see some people that selling cows, the solid black bulls will be the first ones to go. You know, sacrifices. You know, that's big all over Africa, not just Nigeria. Yeah, that's all over Africa. Yeah, you ain't getting away from that. Even in the Quran, it tell you, when you make sacrifices on altars, you're not supposed to eat that meat. So the closest thing to African spirituality is Islam. Islam is not a religion, it's a way of life. It's to get your spirit right, teach you how to live. See, the Kaaba is not a religious center. It's a spiritual center. It's a place you go to get your spirit right. Keep your covenant with God. And you can bear witness the power of God. So when everybody be talking about Islam this, Islam that, I don't look at it as a religion. I look at it as a way of life. You know, I've never had nobody try to push Islam on me out here. But Christians, they'll try to push that on you. You know, Islam, they tell you, you know, you just deliver the message. Let people pray to who they pray to. Only thing your job is to do is deliver a message, plain and simple. God will guide who he pleases. You know. So with that being said, y'all, man, big salute to the chat. Big salute to everybody that tuned in, tapped in. Y'all hit that subscribe button and make sure y'all come through, interact, engage with me in the chat. But make sure you got your profile pic and come through, interact, engage with me in the chat. I hope I've been some type of motivation today, some type of parable and example. And y'all get yourselves together, man. Be prepared for anything. Keep your head on the swivel. Nice to meet you too, Tina. Hey, Islam is the way, Tina. Keep yourself protected. Keep your head covered. So, see, Mary got lucky. She got taken over by a good spirit. It's a lot of women out here don't keep their heads covered, get taken over by bad spirits. Yep. So big salute to you, Tina. Big salute to the chat. Big salute to everybody that tuned in, tapped in. I love y'all, chat. Think about the chance we came from the earth and we are an evolving organism that's trying to survive. Well, I don't think the earth trying to get rid of us, but I believe everything you saying. 72 undefeated, but we not a virus. Um, the earth is a petri dish. Yeah. The prophets and messengers, not only were they spiritual, they were scientists, they were alchemists. You know, everything goes together. The elements, you could play with the elements. Everything goes together. Yeah, make sure you come back, Tina. Talk to me anytime, baby. Yeah, I like your conversation. I like your interaction and engagement. So yeah, definitely, Tina. Yeah, definitely pull up and come talk anytime. Anytime. I love your interaction and engagement. Thank you, Tina. Big salute to everybody that interacted and engaged. You know. But yeah, 72. Nah, we're not a virus the earth trying to get rid of. We're here to protect the earth. That's what God made man for. The earth is a female planet. Man is here to vanquish evil from the earth. Anything evil, wicked, unrighteous, we are supposed to be the head choppers of it. Yep. So that's our job as men. The men of renown, the men of old, the heroes. That's why Mother Earth bypassed everybody else and went straight to the supreme being. Please, we need help. And he blessed Mama Earth with man, the vanquisher of evil, to protect the women. That's our job, to vanquish anything unrighteous, wicked, and evil at the end of the day. So with that being said, I love y'all, man. Salute to my chat. You know, we'll be back tomorrow around the same time. Try to tap in early. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all hit that notification bell. And feel free, man. Hit that subscribe button. Get you a profile pic and come through. Interact, engage. Interact, engage. Interact, engage. I love y'all, chat. Salute. Once again, my chat went hard. My chat was lit. But my chat was all up in there. Salute, chat. Love y'all. Prayers up, prayers strong. Everybody day be filled with blessings and stress free.